Let me give it to you straight. You don't need fancy footwork, dazzling dribbling skills, or even a complete mastery of tricks to win a 1v1 battle. What you do need is mental control, game awareness, and a few simple tricks to turn the odds in your favor. You might be the guy who struggles with complicated moves like stepovers or the elastico, but trust me, that won't stop you from winning your duels. And here's why. Number 1. The power of positioning. The first thing you need to understand is that most 1v1 duels are lost before they even begin, and it's because of positioning. When you're defending, you need to know exactly where to place yourself between the ball carrier and your goal. The biggest mistake players make is rushing in too early, trying to win the ball with sheer aggression. You don't need to do that. In fact, by staying in a good position, you're forcing your opponent into mistakes. What's the key here? Always stay between the ball and your goal. Make it as hard as possible for your opponent to get around you. Use the sideline as a natural defender. Push them toward the line. The less space they have, the less dangerous they become. It's simple, but it works every single time. When you're attacking, you need to create space. Don't try to go directly at your opponent all the time. Force them to move, make them adjust to your movements, and then use their mistakes. A well-timed change of direction can be more effective than trying to show off an intricate skill. Number 2. Understand the game's rhythm. Football is all about rhythm. When you're in a 1v1 situation, the most effective players are the ones who can dictate the tempo. You need to control the flow. Think of it like a dance. If you're always the one setting the pace, the opponent will struggle to keep up. Here's an example. If you're dribbling toward your opponent, don't just go full speed and hope for the best. Change your pace. Start slow, then suddenly explode with speed. This works because your opponent will try to read your movements, and when you change speed, they'll get caught out of position. Another trick is using feints to mess with their timing. You don't have to be a master of the step over, but simple body feints will make your opponent guess. Show them one move, then go the opposite way. And here's the best part. This doesn't require fancy footwork, just confidence in your ability to change direction at the right moment. Number 3. Focus on the first touch. Your first touch will set up everything in a 1v1. If it's poor, your entire move can fall apart. If you're attacking, your first touch should be taken with intent. Push it in the direction where you want to go next. Take a touch toward space and avoid heavy touches that bring the ball back toward the defender. A simple, controlled first touch means you're in full control, and the defender will be left playing catch-up. When defending, your first touch is just as important. Stay calm, keep your body balanced, and focus on getting the ball away from danger. A good first touch when defending allows you to quickly turn and counter the attack, instead of allowing the opponent to regain the advantage. Number 4. Master the art of the fake. Look, you don't need to be the next Ronaldo or Messi to win a 1v1 duel. But there's one thing you can steal from their playbook: the fake. Fakes work because they take advantage of your opponent's overconfidence. They'll think you're going one way, then, bam! You take them the other. One of the most effective fakes doesn't even require a skill move. Simply change direction quickly, but sell it like you're going another way. The key here is body language. You need to make it look like you're committed to one direction, and at the last moment, switch it. The defender will overcommit, leaving you with an open path. To make this work even better, learn to read your opponent's body language. Are they leaning too far forward? Are they out of position? This is when you can use a fake to get them off balance. If you see them leaning toward one direction, that's your chance to explode to the other side. It's all about exploiting their mistakes before they even realize they've made them. Number 5. Stay calm under pressure. Here's the truth that no one talks about. Winning 1v1 duels is just as much about mental control as it is about physical ability. If you're panicking, chances are you'll make a rash decision, and the opponent will take advantage. But if you stay calm, the chances of you making a smart move increase drastically. When you're dribbling toward a defender, don't rush. Wait for your moment. Players like Messi are masters at this. When they face defenders, they're never in a rush. They let the defender come to them, and then they exploit the tiniest opening. In contrast, players who panic often end up running straight into the defender, losing possession and looking frustrated. Similarly, when defending, don't panic. Keep your composure. If your opponent is getting too close, don't dive in. Stay patient. Wait for them to make their move, then react. The calmer you stay, the more likely you are to make the right decision at the right time. Number 6. Exploit weaknesses. Not all defenders are created equal. Some players are faster, some are stronger, and some are just better at reading the game. But every player has a weakness, and the key to winning 1v1 duels is figuring out where your opponent is vulnerable. For example, if you're up against a defender who's slow to react, use quick changes in direction to throw them off balance. If they're strong but slow, use your speed to drag them into uncomfortable positions. The more you know about your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, the better you can adjust your game plan. This is also crucial when defending. Study the way your opponent moves. Are they overly aggressive? Can they be easily baited into making a bad tackle? If you can identify their tendencies, you'll have a much easier time anticipating their movements and shutting down their attack. Number 7. Learn to use the ball spin. This is a trick that separates average players from advanced ones. Understanding the ball spin. When you strike the ball, the way you hit it creates different spins. If you master this, you'll be able to use it to your advantage in a 1v1 situation. For example, when you're approaching a defender and need to pass the ball, using outside or inside foot to create spin can help. This spin can make the ball curve away from the defender, making it harder for them to intercept. Similarly, when you're controlling the ball in tight spaces, knowing how to manipulate the ball with spin can give you that extra edge in avoiding a tackle. Number 8. Create a sense of urgency. In 1v1 duels, sometimes the best way to succeed is to create a sense of urgency in your opponent. If you're constantly putting them under pressure, they'll eventually make a mistake. This is true whether you're defending or attacking. When you're attacking, you want to push your opponent back, keep them on the defensive, and not give them time to think. Make them feel like they have to act fast, forcing them into bad decisions. When defending, you want to be relentless. Close the space quickly, don't give them a moment to breathe. If they're rushed, they're more likely to make a mistake, and that's when you pounce. Number 9. Focus on recovery and conditioning. It's not enough just to know how to win a 1v1, you need to be physically capable of executing it when it matters. If you're gassed out after 10 minutes of play, your chances of winning a 1v1 go down significantly. That's why conditioning is key. A well-conditioned body means you can last longer, recover faster, and perform at a higher level when it matters most. Your fitness level affects your ability to accelerate, decelerate, and change direction, which is crucial in 1v1 duels. Make sure you're doing the necessary fitness work to build that stamina. Number 10. Trust in your abilities. Lastly, the most important factor in winning any 1v1 battle is confidence. If you don't believe in yourself, you'll never succeed. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect, it comes from trusting in your preparation and abilities. The more you practice these mental and physical tricks, the more confident you'll become. When you step onto the pitch, remind yourself that you've put in the work. You've mastered positioning, fake moves, and reading the game. You've built your confidence in training, and now it's time to let that show. Trust in your abilities, and you'll find success in 1v1 situations more often than you think. By incorporating these simple yet effective strategies, you'll be able to win 1v1 duels on the pitch, even if you don't have the flashy skills that others do. Focus on positioning, understanding the game's rhythm, and staying calm under pressure. Add in proper conditioning and mental focus, and you'll find yourself winning duels and matches consistently.